Yeah, in this video tutorial we'll be learning in Java modifiers, Java encapsulation, Java inheritance, and Java polymorphism. Now talking about Java modifier. Now by now you are quite familiar with the public keyword that appears in almost all our example. Now the public keyword is an access modifier, meaning that it is used to set the access level for class attribute methods and constructor. We divided modifier in two groups. Access modifier controls the access level. Non-access modifier do not control access level but provides others functionality. Access modifiers for classes, you can use either public or default. Now modifiers for classes, the modifiers are there for classes, attributes, methods and constructor. Now we are talking about for classes. Public modifier, the class is accessible by any other class. Default, the class is only accessible by classes in the same package. This is when you don't specify a modifier. Now access modifiers for attribute, methods and constructor, you can use any one of the following. Modifier public, the code is accessible for all the classes. Private, the code is only accessible within the declared class. Default, the code is only accessible in the same package. This is used when you don't specify a modifier. Protected, the code is accessible in the same package and the subclass. Now in non-access modifier, we have final or abstract. Final, the class cannot be inherited by other class. Abstract, the class cannot be used to create object. To access an abstract class, it must be inherited from another class. And for non-access modifier for attributes and method, we have static, abstract, transit, synchronize and volatile. Final, attributes and methods cannot be overwritten and modified. Static, attributes and method belonging to the class rather than an object. Static, then we have abstract, transit, synchronize and volatile. So now we'll see through a program, our first program of modifier. See here. This is our first program. Now in this I had created a class by the name modifier. In that I had stored the final that cannot be changed 10, and here also final double. Two variables are there, int and attributes, that is int and double. So this cannot be changed. I tried to change over here by creating an object by putting 50 and 25. So it will generate an error, cannot assign a value to a final variable. So what is assigned, that will be final. I'll just run it, 10 and 3.14. but if I try to change, I'll just remove the comments over here, so it will generate me an error. Just let's see. The field modifiers cannot be assigned. So it cannot be changed, and it cannot be assigned. So what, it cannot assign value to a final variable, so we cannot make any changes in a final variable. So this was my output. I'll show you another program also. That is modifier 1. Here it is. Now in modifier 1, what it does, now here we have to demonstrate the difference between static and public method. So I had created almost two methods, static method and public method. Then I have created third method, that is main method. In that I am calling over here static method also as well as public method. Now what will be the difference between static method and public method? Now static method can be called without creating an object. Public method must be called by creating an object. So here I have written my static method. So here I am calling the static method, so output will be printed over here. Static method can be called without creating an object. But when I try to call over here public method, this output will give me an error, because what does it says, it must be called by creating an object. So for that I need to create an object, and after creating an object I am calling my public method. So here is the conclusion. A static method means that it can be accessed without creating an object of the class, unlike public. Now here I have to create okay an object okay in public, but whereas in static okay directly I had put over here static method and the output got printed. Now let's see the output over here. Static method can be called without creating an object over here, and public method can be called without creating an object. Now we are moving into the next topic, that is encapsulation. Now the meaning of encapsulation is to make sure that sensitive data is hidden from user. To achieve this, you must declare a class variable attribute as private, provide public get and set method to access and update the value of a private variable. Private variable can only be accessed within the same class, and outside class has no access to it. However, it is possible to access them if we provide public get and set method. The get method returns the variable value and set method sets the value. Syntax for both is that they start with either get or set followed by the name of the variable with the first letter in uppercase. Now let's see our first program by the name encapsulation and person. It is by the name my encapsulation. Here it is my encapsulation, and there's one more program by the name person. Here it is. Yeah, so we had finished our modifier, so we'll just close it. Yeah, so encapsulation and person. Now two class I have created over here. One is by the name person and another name another class okay by the name my encapsulation. Now you can see over here I have created okay a class by the name person over here, and there are two methods that I have used okay, that is getter and setter. Okay, now what does it does okay, the get method returns the value of the variable name. It will return the value of the variable name. The set method takes a parameter that is new name and what does and assign it to the name variable. Now my name variable is over here in my encapsulation. Over there it will assign. Okay, I'll just show you. Here it is. Okay, so here it will be assigned okay new name, that will be Abbas. Okay, so here I had created a class by the name encapsulation, and then I have created an object. Okay, and this object after first I had called the class and then created an object, and after that okay I'm storing the value okay in this variable, and finally whatever has been stored, that okay object will be, that output will be printed over here. That is the name Abbas. Here also you can see the output, that is Abbas. So in this way our encapsulation system works. Now we'll go to the another topic, that is inheritance. Now Java inheritance has subclass and superclass. In Java it is possible to inherit attributes and method from one class to another. We group the inheritance concept in two categories. First is subclass, that is child, the class that inherits from the another class. The superclass, that is parents, the class being inherited from. Okay, to inherit it from a class, use the extends keyword. This extend keyword you have to keep in mind because this will inherit it okay from a class. In the example okay that I will show you of the car over here, the name is car2 and vehicle. Vehicle is over here, and where is car2? Here it is. Yeah, car2 and vehicle. Now this I don't require. I'll just close it, close it, close it. Yeah, car2 and the vehicle. Now in the example below okay, the car2 is my subclass. This is my subclass over here, inherited from the attributes and method from the vehicle class, and vehicle class is my main class, that is called as the superclass. So we have subclass over here and we have superclass. As I told you okay, the subclass is the child, the class that inherits from another class, that is superclass. the class being inherited from. Okay, so now here the name of the class is car2, that is my subclass, and vehicle is my superclass. So the extend is the word, okay, that I have told you, okay, to keep in mind. To inherit it from a class, use the extend keyword. Now what I have storing, this is the car attribute, okay, that is indica, that I had stored over here, model name. And here I am creating an object, okay, this car2 is my class name, and here I am creating the object, and then I am calling, okay, a method, okay, by the name honk from the vehicle class on my car object. Now what it will display, okay, display the value of the brand attribute from the vehicle class, that I will show you, vehicle class, okay, and the value of the model name of the car class. This is stored in over here, okay, attributes and method. Okay, these two things are very important over here, because here attribute is been used over here, and then it will be display, and here I had called, okay, the method. So attributes and method, okay, here you can see, okay, the method I had used, okay, so I have to call, okay, in my subclass, okay, that is attribute and vehicle. So it will be printed, okay, toot, and the brand name will be Tata, and indica over here, that will be model name, will be attribute. Let's see the output. You can see over here output Tata Indica, and here also Tata Indica. So in this way, okay, we can make it. I'll show you one more program, that is calculation and my underscore calculation. Now in this example you can observe two classes, namely calculation and my, this I'll just close this. Yeah, in this example you can observe two classes, namely calculation and my underscore calculation. Calculation and my underscore calculation, these two classes I have created using extend keyword. The my underscore calculation inherits the method addition and subtraction of the calculation, okay, class. You can see, okay, my calculation has been inherited from the super class, that is calculation, okay. And what does the store, okay, in the super calculation, what it will provide, there are three methods over here: addition, subtraction and multiplication. And by their formula has been given over here: x plus y, x minus y, and z plus z multiplied by y, x multiplied by y, and all the values will be stored in z, and the output will be given the sum of the given number, the difference of between the given number, and the product of the given number. I have to create over here all the objects over here. I had stored the value, okay, that is 20 and 10, okay, in my attributes, okay. Now all the objects has been created, and then, okay, finally the output, okay, will be printed over here, okay, the sum, the subtraction and the multiplication. I'll just show you the output. The sum of the given number is 30, 20 and 10, and the difference, that is minus, is 10, and the multiplication is 200. Here also the same output will be given over here. So this was about inheritance. Now the other topic, okay, we will discuss, okay, that is Java polymorphism. Now polymorphism means many forms, and it occurs when we have many classes that are related to each other by inheritance. Inheritance means inherit attributes and methods from another class. Polymorphism uses those methods to perform different tasks. This allows us to program a single action in different ways. For example, think of a superclass called animal that has a method called animal sound. Subclass of animals could be pigs, cat, dogs, bird, and they also have their own implementation of an animal sound. The pigs oinks and the cat meows, etc. And here we will see the, okay, all the outputs over here. First I have to open my main class. Then pig, then dog, and then animal. Yeah, the thing that I don't require, I'll just close it. Yeah, this is my main class. Now Now we can create over here pig and dog object and all the animal sound over here. Now first I need to create 4 classes over here. My main class, pig, dog and animal. Okay, so in Java polymorphism, what it means, okay, it occurs and we have many classes that are related to each other by inheritance. So this all the classes are related with each other. Now how we will go, okay, here in the animal.java, what is been there, the animals makes a sound. Now what sounds, okay, the animal make, the dog says bow bow, and the in the this class, okay, the pig says vv. Okay, this everything, okay, are related to each other by inheritance. Now as it is written, we can create pig and dog objects and all the animal sound. You had seen, okay, I had created all the objects over here, animal, my animal, okay, by the name my pig and my dog. And after creating all the objects over here, I have to call all the object, and whatever I have stored, okay, in all my classes, that will be seen over here. I'll just run it. The animals makes a sound, that is over here. The animals makes a sound. The pig says vv, that is over here. I had shown you earlier also. And the dog says, okay, bow bow. Now what it does, okay, I have to create, okay, all the object over here of the classes, and then I have to call, and in this way our output will run. I hope, okay, you have understood, okay, all the concept, okay, of modifiers, encapsulation, inheritance and polymorphism. If you have any query, you can always ask me.